What's up guys, it's Clump, and in today's video I'm going to be going over 7 landing spots you need to know about for Arena, or just to get easier wins in Fortnite Season 1 of Chapter 2. The main things I've based these spots off of is rotation, loot, resources, and popularity. Real quick before I get into the video though, I'd like to remind you that I have made a second channel for COD Mobile, and also I'm sorry for taking a break from uploading, but it's mainly because I've been busy with COD Mobile. I actually got top 4 in one of the most popular tournaments with some of the best players in the North America region. So if you want to see some highlights, go watch my second channel. Also real quick, if you could drop a like on this video, that helps so much. Otherwise, let's get right into the video.
Left the tongue stain, let my what hang, falling short breath, got my lungs cave, I'm a nuisance.
This first spot is going to be a very uncontested spot that I would actually recommend dropping at squads if you aren't interested in going to a main POI. This is Camp COD, a small island on the south end of the map. I'd recommend landing at this back house as it has 5 chest spawns. This may be harder to loot in solos as the loot is somewhat spread out, but in squads there's plenty of loot for a full squad, and there's always fishing rods that you can use to collect heals. There's also plenty of brick and metal from the 2 upcoming warehouses I'm going to show you, and just some fences and generators next to this house. Overall, Camp COD is a great landing spot, and like I said, I'd recommend going there in squads. After you loot the back house, you can go through this one forest, and then over to this one wooden warehouse that has metal junk cars in the front, and then over to the main warehouse on the eastern side. Also, this is a good time to mention that chests now have a 100% spawn rate, and the loot pool is greatly streamlined. So you don't need as many chests in a certain area to get a good loadout, as for 1, the chest will always be there, and 2, you won't get as bad RNG, and you can usually get a good loadout in 3 to 4 chests. Lastly, one thing about Camp COD is that it has a usually bad rotation, even with the boats on the eastern dock, so you will have to leave early in order to get to zone, especially with the odd winding river that you have to take rather than a straight path to zone. This next spot is my personal favorite for solos, and it's the weather station nearby Camp COD. The loot here is so condensed. You have about 8 chest spawns in like the size of one house, and pretty much everything here is either metal or brick, so you can easily get max brick and metal in arena where the farming rate is increased. Also, it's almost never contested, and you have lots of rotations afterward, such as when you should go northeast after immediately looting the weather station over towards the base golf camp where there's a couple chest spawns. Then after that, you're going to want to go down south towards this log cabin, and then after you finish looting the log cabin, which has about 3 chest spawns, you're going to go southeast towards this Shipwreck's Cove where you can grab more loot and then leave in a boat. Like Camp COD, this also is going to have a bad rotation, so you're going to have to loot somewhat quickly, but it should be easy since the loot is a lot more condensed than in Camp COD. Now this next spot only has 3 chest spawns, but it does have lots of floor loot and a great rotation out. So this place is Shantytown, and it's outside of the swamp, and basically the main reason you want to go here is to get all these slurp barrels. You can get up to 100 health and 100 shield very quickly. Then after you get these 3 chest spawns, you're going to want to possibly fish the land if you don't have enough loot. But then on the rotation out, you're going to want to take this path over to the log jam camp, where you can find rock and brick and more floor loot along the way. But mainly, after you get to the log jam camp, you'll realize that there's lots and lots of wood, and even if the place is looted, you will definitely get to max wood, and there's also cars scattered around the area. Also, there's a weapon upgrade system, and if you haven't had someone else loot this area yet, there's going to be lots of chest spawns. This next spot I'm going to be showing you is Fort Crumpet, and it's somewhat near Sweaty Sands. This is just like a small fort, but it's pretty condensed and has a lot of chest spawns, so you'll be able to loot it quickly. However, it is somewhat contested as Tifu's been going here, so what I would recommend is landing up top, and if you do grab an AR, try to shoot down on your opponents immediately. Then if you run down this staircase, there's 4 floor loot that you can pick up before going to finish off your opponents. After that, this whole place is made of brick, so you can pretty much get max brick. There's also a forest somewhat nearby that I'll show you later, but there is a lot of chest spawns here, and it's just a pretty good place overall. After you do get out, there is this forest I was talking about for wood, and then after that you're going to want to go south towards this place that I'm showing you on the map right now. There's like a dock and then cargo where you can get max metal if you actually want to farm for that long. Also, there's a boat spawn for you to rotate. after you finish looting this entire area. Overall, it's a great solo spot. This next landing spot is Eagle Barracks, and it's somewhat in the middle of the map, so you probably won't have to worry about rotation. And if there is rotation that you have to do, there's a river nearby you can just swim in. It's not that far. Also, this place is just a couple chest spawns, but the rotation is pretty decent, and it's almost never contested, so you will get a good let up for yourself. And all of the fences are metal, and there's lots of trees nearby, so you get max wood and metal and arena. And then from there, you're going to want to rotate north towards this gas station. There's actually another player that landed here, so I fought him, but in this clip you can usually loot the gas station and the building nearby. This last spot I'm going to be showing you is Risky Reels, and it's an unnamed location, but it's in the center of the map, so most people have been here. This is somewhat more contested, but just like with Eagle Barracks, there is wood and metal everywhere, and you'll be gaining max of that. This can also be a squad spot if you're willing to have somewhat less loot, because there's plenty of metal and wood for everyone, and there's actually enough chest spawns for probably everyone to get a full loadout. After you go to Risky, you are going to want to rotate northeast towards this kind of like circle of trees and rocks, because there's going to be 3 more guaranteed chest spawns here, and there's also going to be mushrooms here where you can fill up your shield if you didn't get max shield in Risky. Overall, it's a great solo spot and possibly squad spot if you split your jump into various looting routes. No, I just gave you 6 unnamed locations, and the 7th location I'm going to recommend is actually Slurpy Swamp, because if you're just going to go to a point of interest anyway, I believe this is the best one to do so, because all 4 of your squad members will 100% walk out of this place with 100 shield and 100 health if you use the slurp tunnels and just like the trucks, the barrels, and the pipes. There's just enough shield for everyone. You can go fishing if you don't get loot, but the actual like Slurpy Swamp has enough loot spawn for everyone, but it will definitely be contested by a minimum of 1 other team, so that's just if you're willing to win a fight. That's pretty much everything I have to say. I'm going to be going into a lot of depth in my next few videos about scrims and meta changes and tips and stuff like that. If you guys want to see COD mobile gameplay, go subscribe to my 2nd channel. Otherwise, drop a like on the video, and see you guys in the next one. Peace.